The Magus of Arkham slid out of the car and walked up the warped board steps, nodding to a couple of old-timers who sat in rockers on the drooping front porch. They nodded back, eyeing him with open suspicion. They might recognize him. Sanford was well known in town, of course, and those of his social class weren't very welcome here. Or they might simply be reacting to the presence of a man who was wearing a suit instead of stained dungarees or overalls. He pushed through the door, a bell clanging discordantly overhead to herald his arrival. The musty general store was crowded with wooden shelves holding everything from tinned foodstuffs to used hand tools, arranged in no discernible order. A sullen, bearded man slouched on a stool behind the wooden counter, seated next to an immense jar of pickled eggs suspended in a suspicious greenish fluid. They reminded Sanford of the peculiar biological specimens preserved in the laboratories deep beneath the Silver Twilight Lodge house. The shopkeeper, Sanford could never remember the man's name, looked right through Sanford, as if he were a pane of window glass with nothing much of interest on the other side. Sanford wished he'd brought his walking stick. Smashing that jar of eggs would get a reaction, wouldn't it? Instead, he smiled, strolled to the counter, and rapped his knuckles on the wood briskly. "Hello, my good man. I wonder if you might be able to assist me." The shopkeeper grunted.
"First time for everything."
"I'm looking for a shop that I understand has recently opened in the area." Now the man barked a laugh, showing off yellow teeth.
"Now why would I send a customer off to one of my competitors?"
Sanford looked around at the dusty bags of flour, the chipped glass jars, and rust-edged shovels, and sniffed. "I don't think your business and his have much overlap in terms of inventory. It's called Tillinghast Exotics and Esoterica." When Sanford spoke those words, it was as if the shopkeeper had downed a revitalizing tonic. He stood straighter, his eyes brightened, and his smile went from sly and knowing to wide and genuine.
"Mr. Tillinghast, why, of course. He's a true gentleman. You can look at him and tell he's a man of quality. But he doesn't go around putting on airs like some people do. He even brought me a little gift, did you know that? Like he was welcoming me to the neighborhood when it should have been the other way around.